Okay, I'll go ahead and open it up to some questions. Please raise your hand and I will call
And then
you.
I can't hear you.
You
It's like you're whispering.
can you hear me now? Barely. No. Can you hear me better? Or is it still? What the heck? Charlotte, can you go ahead and try to ask your question so we can figure out the volume?
Glad it works. Just wanted to ask what kind of has been the point of emphasis with Bree Jones and Beatrice in the absence of JJ, just kind of what you've been stressing to them.
You know, right now, Charlotte this week has been primarily focused on self-scouting and emphasizing things that we've done well 10 games into the season, where we've had some slippage, but haven't had practice time to address it. So between film and now 2 days on the practice court, you know, not a lot of new emphasis for them, just a lot of team self-scouting. And again, being able to get back to work on some of the fundamentals and the basics that you have slippage when you never have practice time. And then emphasizing that the paint is really important to us. Why are we 8-2? We've been efficient offensively. We've been good getting the ball into the paint, off the dribble, off the catch. We've been good defensive rebounding and limiting teams' second chance opportunities. So all those emphasis pillars on how we can find success this year have been re-emphasized, and just back to work on the fundamentals.
Hey, Coach, I just want to know, like, since your next opponent is the Seattle Storm, like, what is always the challenges of coaching against the Seattle Storm throughout the years?
Yeah, one, they have three of the best players in the world at their positions. Sue Bird, is the best point guard that's ever played. Stewie is in MVP discussions every year, and Jewel Lloyd has to be, absolutely in discussion as the best two guard in the league right now. So, one, it's their players, but then they have a system that they believe in, and they're really well coached. And then you have the coach on the floor and Sue Bird, who's just, dictates and orchestrates everything. So they're disciplined, they're fundamental, they're well coached, they have great players. So they have everything you would want in building a program. So it's always a challenge. It's a good measuring stick on where you're at. They expose some things that you need to be better at. So it's always a great opportunity to learn about yourself playing against the Seattle Storm.
Mike?
Hey, Kurt, I was just wondering, part of your success this season has been going through the paint, and that's kind of opened up the outside. And Jonquel has provided some of that outside shooting. How are you going to kind of adapt with that specific aspect of the game?
Yeah, it's difficult. The unicorn 6'6" that can shoot threes and making over 2 a game, is gone now. So certainly no one person's going to replace that. But, philosophically, this is how we have to play, right? We have to get the ball off the bounce into the paint. It opens up shots outside. You have to get the ball, into the post to post players off the pass. And then you can play inside out. And if they don't want to guard a Breezy or a post player one-on-one, that now is their high percentage possibilities around the rim. So nothing's going to change that way. Obviously, losing an elite shooter is a blow to that 3-point shooting, but our philosophical approach to obtaining threes within our offense won't change.
Got it. Thank you.
Any other questions for Kurt? Okay, Charlotte?
I'll just kind of briefly ask, how you doing, Kurt? And just with everything kind of having this week to kind of but just take the time a little bit more to go back to what you would like to do in the scouting and self-scouting, things like that. Just having a little bit of time to prepare.
Charlotte, I've been very outspoken that I love I love to practice. I love teaching the game. And with the condensed schedules at the pro level, it's one of the things that I miss with all my years at the collegiate level is the practice opportunity and teach players why we do things. So I've enjoyed these 2 days getting back into it. You run a fine line. We're trying to keep the momentum that we built. We're trying to keep them in shape. It's just, you keep their focus when there's game after game after game. And so the challenge this week is finding the balance where you got to give them rest. Recovery is very precious and not available all the time in this league. At the same time, can you work on some things practice-wise that maybe you've had some slippage on, and then teach new things. And so, it's been a balance because players don't always want to practice. As much as I want to practice, players don't always want to practice. So you got to find that balance, short, intense. Can you find those moments? Doubly hard in these COVID seasons. Last year and now this year, we don't have our men's practice squad. As you know, we only have 10 players that are healthy. So no one ever gets a break. So, fortunately, I have some coaches that can jump in there and practice in reps and get some people some rest. But that's the challenge is you finally get the practice, but you only have 10 players. So no one ever gets to take a break. So certainly you have to have short segments. Your practices can't dwell on because every single player is in every single rep. So, again, part of the COVID, no practice players around the league yet. Hopefully that opens up here shortly and is available to all the teams around the league. Sorry, Charlotte, just rambling.
No, we don't get to see you and talk to you like in person about this. So thank you.
Rafiq?
Hey, Brianna, how do you feel about the upcoming schedule when you guys finally get back to playing, especially with the Seattle? Well, I already asked you a question about the Seattle Storm, but how do you feel about the last 10 games having with 4 of them only being at home?
I'm looking forward to just getting back after we have this week to clean up some things. I think once we get back on the court, we're going to be a lot more locked in, a lot cleaner. I think just having those days off to get in practice and work on stuff, I think it's going to help us a lot these next few games.
Mike, do you have any questions for Brianna?
How are you? What's your game plan for the next 4 to 6 games as Jonquil is gone? The focus is going to be on you a little bit more, it seems, from what I've heard. So how do you plan to kind of take that and run with it?
It's going to be a collective group. We're going to have to pick up a bit of everything that JJ does. She has a lot rebounding wise, scoring. I think it's going to come from everybody and not just me. But I think definitely it's going to have to be more aggressive in the paint. And it's just going to be, like I said, it's going to be a collective thing. Like it's not just on me personally, but I'm definitely ready for that challenge to step up and do a little bit more.
Thank you.
Okay, Rafiq, I'll let you go ahead.
Hey, are you up for the challenge of like 3 of the next 5 games being against the Chicago Sky and the next upcoming game being against the Seattle Storm?
Yeah, I'm up for the challenge. I'm up for the challenge every time we play. I'm just going out there and working hard and giving the team the best I can do.
And watching the way your chemistry came together on your way towards having one of the best records at WNBA, how does that inspire you to put in more work on the offensive defensive end?
Honestly, I'm just going out there and playing. I know what I can do on the court. Defense and rebounding is my main key. And, I feel like the offensive game will get there. Defense build confidence on offense. So just going out there and just playing.
And how excited are you about the way the rookies on your team contributed to the team's success during the first quarter of the season?
I'm super excited that they have confidence. They're not afraid to go out there and play. Throughout the season, we're going to need more and more of that.
Okay, if Mike, you don't have any questions, we'll let Beatrice go.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Thank you.